Sophia Gaston, who's head of foreign policy and UK resilience at Policy Exchange. Sophia, good to talk to you too. We've talked a little bit about Prince Charles and how important this visit is to him, but how important would you say it is to Germany as well, that the King's first visit as head of state is to that country?
Hugely important. I mean, I don't think we can underestimate the significance of this visit. It's significant for the King. Of course, this is his first official state visit, but it's also really a broader signal from the UK around a recalibration of our relationship with the EU, with European capitals, and us moving into a new, much more kind of confident, I think, pragmatic relationship there. And I think really the war in Ukraine has played an enormous role in this. And of course, Germany has been going through a quite significant shift in its security and defense policy as a result of this. And I think because the UK has been such an important actor in Ukraine and has really won the soft power benefits of our investments there, I think for a country like Germany that's sort of finding its feet as a security actor, this is a huge stamp of approval and a source of encouragement to say, we stand alongside you and we see each other as equal partners.
Visiting East Germany this morning as well, and then going on to Hamburg this afternoon and talking about Kindertransport, but also looking at remembering those who died during the war, not shying away in his speech from the difficult relationship that there has been in the past between Germany and the UK.
I think the theme here is around the juxtaposition of history and the future. There's this idea of an inflection point. I think Charles giving that speech there in the Reichstag building, as he noted, designed by British architect Norman Foster, who really had to take a sort of shell, very damaged but extremely symbolic building and build something new that sort of respected the past but brought it into the future. I think the message here from Charles is that we have to understand the past and that we shouldn't be brushing that aside, even if that means difficult conversations, but also that we must not be constrained by it. And I think for a country like Germany that is starting to have to reconcile with the culture that developed post-war in understanding its security role in Europe, starting to sort of free itself from the shackles of that and understanding that the moment here with a land war in Europe on our shores, that it really has to look to the future and come into its confidence. So I think that Charles is really trying to send a message there of encouragement to say, come on, we're with you. And this is not a zero-sum game. You can respect the past, you can acknowledge that, but you can also move bravely forward into a new chapter.
And that message to Germany from the King also will be heard by wider Europe, won't it? What do you think the reaction will be on a wider sense and also perhaps in Russia as well?
I think it's important that this visit has come after the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak's visit to France. Of course, there was a big summit a few weeks ago where Sunak and Macron really broke bread. They got some solid policy outcomes there, but there was also just, a sense of goodwill being re-established there. So for the UK now to have had a head of state and our Prime Minister visiting the two big European capitals there, I think this is a real show of unity across the Western Alliance and particularly in Europe to say post-Brexit, yes, we've left the EU, but we still have a real sense of not just a partnership in kind of practical terms, but there's a strength of feeling here. We are one, we are together, and we're standing absolutely united against Russia's shocking invasion of Ukraine.
Sophia Gaston, head of foreign policy and UK resilience at Policy Exchange. Thank you very much.